What's up, everybody, and welcome on back to the episode of the My Side of Things podcast. This is now episode 31. I'm your host, as always, Ash. We got a whole lot of things on the docket to get to today, including talking about Jey Uso versus Gunther, Mariah May's new gimmick. Also, gonna talk about John Cena versus CM Punk taking place in Saudi, possibly. Ron Killings, and will he be a success in WWE? Athena's contract situation, AEW Blockbuster, Indie Spotlight of the week, and we also are gonna be doing a mid-weekly report as well. Just a few things that happened throughout the week that I don't think need too much of a, long conversation about, but just something to talk about for like a minute or two during the middle point of the episode. But wherever you listen to this at, whether it be on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify, like, follow, share, rate, subscribe, comments, all the things that you can do. Please help. They really do help the channel out. Also, shout out to the Patreon subs as well. Y'all are definitely playing a very big part in helping with the whole life of this podcast, the life of all just the content in general. Definitely appreciate y'all so much. But let's go ahead and start off with a few things that happened on Monday Night Raw. The first one being the biggest thing of the night, which was Jey Uso versus Gunther World Heavyweight Championship match. And a lot of people are kind of back and forth on this whole entire thing because now there's reports that Goldberg is going to be coming back, and the reason why that Jey Uso lost is because of the fact that Gunther is going to face Goldberg because Goldberg is owed the last match due to his contract and all that stuff. And I really hate it if that's the case because Jey Uso was having such a great title reign. I came in here and I talked about it a few episodes ago about how I think that he's had one of the best title reigns in WWE right now, or I guess one of the best of the current champions. I felt like he had at least the second best one. I thought he was having absolutely awesome matches against the likes of Seth Rollins, against the likes of Gunther. He had a really awesome match as well. Heck, even like the tag team match with John Cena and Redacted, I thought was a really dang good match as well. I really hate it if that is the case because, like, if we're going to this Gunther reign, and the whole reason we're going to this reign is because of Goldberg, and then maybe we get Ilya Dragunov, which I'm expecting. I think a lot of people are expecting it as well. Maybe if we get Ilya Dragunov, it'd be great. It's just like, because it just feels like all this is supposed to happen the last run. We were supposed to get Goldberg in the last run. We were supposed to get Ilya Dragunov in the last run, but then Ilya Dragunov got hurt, so we couldn't do that match. Okay, cool. We can't do that match because Ilya's hurt. But then why do we have to do it this time around? Because where does it go after that? I don't think Ilya Dragunov's getting the World Heavyweight title this dang early in his career. I would be surprised because this would basically be his first year. I don't see WWE doing that. I don't think that WWE has, face of the company vibes from Ilya Dragunov. I don't think they think that. I think they think that he could be one of their superstars going forward. But this early in his career to give him a World Heavyweight Championship, like, that would basically tell me that he should have got it last year, but then you're not you're not likely going to do that. So you're going to have Gunther win and then do what? The exact same thing that he's been doing before? Well, I'm sorry to say, but that's what's kind of been boring about his last run. I think that's what's kind of making people more and more uninterested with Gunther, is that it's basically been the same thing with Gunther over and over and over and over again. It's just the fact that he's the ring general Gunther, and that's all. He has no real development, especially when he's by himself. Like, at least when he was the IC champion, you had stuff with Giovanni Vinci, you had stuff with Ludwig Kaiser, but by himself, he's literally just a person that is a great in-ring wrestler, and that's it. That is the start and end of it. And it's just like, well, why not just have him, have some character development finally? Maybe that'll happen. Like, I could have really seen a world where Seth Rollins cashed in on the Gunther Jey Uso match, and then Gunther faced Seth Rollins at SummerSlam for that title. And, like, why would he go after him? Well, Gunther could kind of, I don't want to say be a face, like, not like a baby face, not like a Cody Rhodes type of face, but like a Randy Orton type of face, where for Gunther, he respects the ring. He feels like this is a sacred place and that it should not be treated with disrespect. Someone like Seth Rollins trying to take over the company, coming in here with all this flair and all this stuff, that kind of goes against what Gunther would like. So I would have loved to have possibly seen Gunther go against Seth Rollins. I don't think Seth Rollins is going to cash in on Gunther now, so we're not doing that. So it's just like, I don't really know. I mean, like, Jey and Gunther had an awesome match. That was one of the best matches that they had. That was one of already the better matches of the year, in my opinion. I really loved the hell out of that match. Jey Uso was showing a lot in that match, and I feel like if you think Jey can't wrestle, at this point, that's on you at this point, But it's like, with Gunther and Ilya, if the match does happen, which is very unlikely, by the way, because there is the reports that he's still hurt. He did tear his ACL last year. It's only been about 7 months. Yes, he could always return. Yes, they could set the match up, but it's like, I don't know how you would do it King of the Ring. Now, if you're just going to set the match up, you could easily set the match up because it's in August. That's around the time that he got hurt, so he might come back maybe like a little bit before. And look at Penta's wrestling with a torn pec right now. I think it's fine. Cody wrestles with a torn pec as well. I think like if you're just, if that's the way you want to go about it, then you can. But it's just like, you got to bring Ilya back for King of the Ring if you're going to be having this match. And I just don't know if they're bringing him back. It's likely either going to be Joe Hendry or it's going to be Mr. Iguana. There's a world where it could be Jey Uso. But I'm going to be real with you. I don't want to see Jey Uso win this tournament and then we go get Jey Uso versus Gunther at SummerSlam. We could have just literally got that a different way. I don't think it needs to be Sammy either. I'm going to say that as well. It does not need to be Sammy. Is there a world where it could be Sheamus? Yes, but I think Sheamus should go after the IC title, not this title. It would be a really hard-hitting match, though, I will tell you that, and I would love every second of that match. And then there's always the world where Cody wins King of the Ring, which I think is everybody's most likely. I think even if Ilya is in the tournament, everyone's probably still banking on Cody to win the tournament. But, oh my goodness, if we're getting Cody Rhodes versus Ilya Dragunov, sign me up, yes. But it's just like, I don't really know if I like this for Jey Uso, because it's just like, if this is what we're doing, another Gunther reign is going to have a really horrible start because Goldberg is hurt. So Gunther's going to have to carry them if they're having that match. And that's going to be sick. A Gunther-Goldberg match when Goldberg is like 80 years old? No. So that's a horrible way to start. Then we're going to have probably Gunther versus Ilya, but you're going to build it up for, if Ilya is the one, you're going to build it up for how many weeks? It's going to be June 28th all the way to August 2nd. So it's going to be all of July. And we just seen how the last Gunther build went. Does this one go any better? Does it? I mean, there is always the world where it can, but it's like Gunther can't really say what he said about other people to Ilya Dragunov because Ilya Dragunov literally made the man tap out very quickly. Ilya Dragunov, I think, is beating him every single time. So it's like, what could Gunther actually say to Ilya? He can't say that he's too flashy. That's not Ilya. Can't say he doesn't respect the ring. That's not Ilya. So what does he actually say to Ilya? I think the match is going to be great, but the buildup might be just, pretty decent at best. So it's like, yeah, I'm going to love the match. I'm going to love the fact that we're getting Gunther versus Ilya. I've been waiting to get this match for so long now. But what happens after if Gunther does win? And if we're going on another shitty reign, then dang, we just kind of slapped Jay in the face because we should have just kept that man with the belt like we did with Damian Priest. We slapped Damian Priest in the face and did nothing. We did nothing with Gunther. He faced off against Randy, pretty good. Randy carried most of the match. Faced off against Sammy, really didn't need that match again, but sure, whatever. He faced off against Sammy. Then we got Damian again. Then we got Finn. No, my bad. Then we got Damian and Finn. Then we got Jay. Then we got Jay. It's like, I mean, my bad, because we also had Kira Tozawa in there as well. Axiom, Odin. Like, look what we did. Look what we did. And we're not going to throw him against any main eventers this time. Matter of fact, he can't. He could be the top champion of the show, but Seth Rollins has already said that he's going to be trying to take over both shows. So it's like, why would Seth Rollins allow Gunther to be running Raw when he's mainly on Raw? So I don't really get it. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I would have had Seth remain the champion, and then maybe had even if you not Seth, I would have had Jay remain champion and had Bronson Reed or Braun Breaker dethrone Jey Uso. I was thinking Bronson Reed because what I was thinking is that we all suspect that Braun Breaker is likely going to be the one to break away from this group. If he was a pretty good reason for him doing it could be that Seth has top gold, Bronson Reed has top gold, Braun Breaker has no top gold, starts getting looked at as expendable. Maybe Bronson Reed starts kind of playing with Seth and saying that, like, look at, man, we have something, but Braun Breaker ain't really doing much. Kind of like what Judgment Day was doing with Dominic Mysterio when he eventually got gold. So it's like, they could do something like that. They could have Braun Breaker trying to get the IC belt. Maybe he doesn't get the IC belt or doesn't get some of the mid-card belts or like whatever belt he could be getting. He doesn't get it. And then he eventually just breaks away because he finally starts listening to the crowd and what they're saying about all that. You could do that. Maybe you can go with Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins having top gold and then Bronson Reed feel like he's underappreciated. You could do any of those. It's just, I don't know if putting it on Gunther is actually a great thing. I don't really like Jay losing it. I would have just had Seth get the World Heavyweight title again. Maybe you just really want Seth to cash in on that Cena Punk match. If that is the case, then I guess I'm not mad at it. You're going to make it the WWE champion. And I guess you're going to have Cody Rhodes going after Seth Rollins, which is what I did say a while back that I would rather do instead of Cody Rhodes going after John Cena. I'm telling y'all, WWE is listening to me, man. WWE is listening to me. Oh, my gosh, if that is actually the case. Because I guess to go into that whole John Cena CM Punk thing, I guess even kind of throw Ron Killings into this as well. I do believe that Seth Rollins is cashing in. I think he's cashing in on that match. It makes the most sense to cash in on that match. I don't think you're going to cash in on Gunther now. I mean, because what are you going to do? You're going to like dominate Gunther? You're just going to destroy Gunther and then have Seth Rollins cash in afterwards? So we're going to make Gunther look weak, or we're really going to push Gunther to be a face? No. I think they're going to cash in on Punk, because why wouldn't you cash in on Punk or Cena, the damn near 50-year-old man, instead of cashing on the 38-year-old dude? Like, it doesn't make any sense for Seth Rollins, especially when you have the ability to take both these guys out very easily, because one of the guys doesn't even have friends in John Cena, and CM Punk, he does have friends, but all his friends are going to be busy at Night of Champions because they're likely going to be Cody and Sammy in the main event if it's not Ilya. So it's like, I think that's where Seth Rollins should cash in at. I think that would be the best place for him to cash in at. I think if it's not there, I would be surprised. I would be shocked if it's not there. I don't think it would make any sense. And I mean, like, I'm not for, like, you know, just like this is the way like the whole John Cena storyline is going to end. I think it's going to end in a really shitty way. But I'm going to be honest with you. If we're getting away from this John Cena storyline, please, by all means, do so. I think it's going to be very, very good to just get away from it like this. And I guess we can get Seth Rollins versus Gunther at Crown Jewel. Maybe we get Ilya Dragunov to actually dethrone Gunther, and then we get Seth Rollins versus Ilya Dragunov. Oh my gosh, I am salivating at the mouth if we get that match. I'm salivating with either Seth Rollins versus Gunther or Ilya Dragunov, to be honest. Hell, man, go ahead, throw Cody Rhodes in that match as well. Oh my gosh. But I guess it's like to wrap up the Jay Gunther stuff. It sucks for Jay. I really hope that he does get another World Heavyweight title because he's super damn over with the crowd right now. And I also want him to get another one as well, because I don't want the belief to be true that, you know, you get on top one time because you got so dang over, but you're really a high-tier mid-card guy, not anywhere in the top card scene, so then you can't ever get another one ever again. You can't really be the face of the company, even though you should be technically treated as the face of the company, because Jey Uso is one of the highest merch sellers in the company for so many years now. It's like, I don't want that to be true, because I feel like Jay should be one of those top guys. I feel like he should be like just right below the Cody, Roman, Seth tier. Like right below that tier should be Jey Uso, should be LA Knight. It should be whoever else you really want to throw, like kind of like in that area right there. That's like just super over mega stars that make the company so much money. The crowd really, really loves. Everybody really loves. Besides the internet trolls and all that stuff, they just really, really love them. Those should be guys that get multiple title reigns. I think they should get, even if they're like short title reigns, they should still get multiple title reigns. So it's like, I'm not completely mad about Jay being a transitional champion. I'm not completely mad about it. It does just suck though if Gunther's reign also sucks. Like, if it's bad, I'm looking back on this, I'm like, it was a bad decision. If we don't get Gunther versus Ilya Dragunov, it definitely was a bad decision. If we get Gunther versus like Brock Lesnar or some shit like that, no, because like even if Ilya, if Ilya isn't the King of the Ring winner, who the hell is Gunther facing at SummerSlam? Like, there is reports of potentially Brock Lesnar coming back to WWE, which I really don't want. And I hate every one of you mofos that keep asking for Brock Lesnar to come back. You know he's a bad person. Stop trying to ask for the dude to come back. But it's like, who do you have that's going to make this run interesting? I personally don't see it. But let's go ahead and get on this whole John Cena, CM Punk thing with Saudi Arabia and all that. And I'm going to mix in Ron Killings as well, because I'm going to talk about him first, because it's going to lead into it perfectly fine. So Ron Killings, aka or formerly known as R-Truth, got revealed. Also, Bubba Ray, shut up. You're really just one of the most annoying people in the world, complaining about the fact that he was talking about R-Truth and all that. Like, it's literally called character development, okay? This happens in storytelling all the time. Bubba Ray is the most annoying person on this planet. I don't know if he doesn't realize it, but he's not who the hell he actually thinks he is. Whatever. Ron Killings, I love it. Absolutely love the character change. Also, Ron Killings literally called out Bubba Ray as well. That was funny as hell. But I love it though. I think that this is going to be absolutely amazing. It should be absolutely amazing. You know, I'm going to try to hold out the slightest inkling of hope that this does not go the way the New Day went, where you had the big old turn and all that stuff, and you did literally nothing with them. That's because, you know, the Triple H cares about just hates tag team wrestling for some odd reason, at least Raw tag team wrestling. But Ron Killings, though, this is going to be awesome. He's amazing on the mic, an amazing character worker. He's 53 years old, and he's still a really damn good wrestler. He can't move the way a lot of these young dudes can move, but guess what? He can also move a lot better. He can wrestle a lot better than a lot of these young dudes can, because he understands the game, because he's been around the game for about 30, 40 years now. So it's like, I love this for him. I think that it's not going to be a thing of like, if he gets pushed into any big pictures, I don't think anybody's going to care. Like, there is a world where CM Punk does not take this match and instead lets Ron Killings get the match, someone that he feels is screwed over by John Cena. It's always a world that he could do that. But I think a really great thing, if you don't go that way, is I would have Ron Killings versus John Cena at Saturday night's main event, because I would have Ron Killings cost John Cena the match at Saudi Arabia. I would like that's how you protect John Cena. It ends the run kind of good, at least. That's how you protect. I guess you don't protect CM Punk, because he's gonna get the win and then he's gonna lose afterwards, hopefully. But like, yeah, you just protect John Cena so that the run doesn't end that bad. And there's always a world that John Cena could easily get the WWE Championship back and possibly get number 18 instead of just number 17. And hear me out. If we have Ron Killings stop John Cena and make him lose his belt and then whoop his ass at Saturday night's main event, that turns John Cena back to a face, hopefully. Which then, maybe just then, we get John Cena versus Gunther Clash in Paris. Or we get John Cena versus Gunther SummerSlam. I personally wouldn't be mad at that. If face John Cena, the one that we wanted for so long, comes back to the good side and, you know, he goes off against Gunther, everybody wanted that match at WrestleMania. I would be happy about it if they actually did do that. Will they do that, though? Who the heck knows? And then we have, what's his name? I'm forgetting. CM Punk. What was I going to say about CM Punk? Oh, yeah, no, Ron Killings. My bad. Let me say on Ron Killings first, and then we'll go to CM Punk. With Ron Killings, I just hope that they do go this way. I really, really hope they do. Please do not screw this over, WWE. Don't screw this over, Triple K. I know you did the stuff with New Day, and you fucked up. I don't know why you did that. You messed up with a couple other heel turns as well. Naomi just looks pretty cool, but I mean, it's gotten kind of like wonky here and there for the most part. Please, dear God, whatever long-term storytelling you may have, if it's not involving Ron Killings, let it involve Ron Killings, please, for the love of all that is good. Please don't allow long-term storytelling to ruin like Ron Killings' emergence and all that. Please don't do that, because you allowed it to happen with New Day. Don't allow it to happen here. I know they wanted the big old thing at WrestleMania and all that. That was a big payoff for New Day, but you didn't really set up a good storyline going into WrestleMania. You didn't really do much with them other than beating up on LWO every 5 seconds. Like, please, just don't mess this up, man. He's way too damn good. He could finally be respected as a wrestler, because I feel like Ron has never been respected as R-Truth. It's always been like, oh, he's a comedic guy. He's not that great. He's just really funny for laughs and all that stuff. He's really damn good. Ron in TNA, Ron in NWA, so damn good, man. Please don't mess this up. Now, as far as CM Punk, my biggest thing with CM Punk is this. I know a lot of people are really kind of on the fence about this, about CM Punk possibly taking the Saudi deal and all that stuff. You got to remember, CM Punk already told us the way he's going, okay, man? I think if you're hurt by what CM Punk is doing, just know that your idols sometimes are not going to become the guys that you always thought they were when they get older, man. That's just what it is. CM Punk is taking the money. I think that's the most likely route, is that CM Punk does take the money, does have the match. I think Ron Killings won the match at Saturday night's main event. At Night of Champions. There's no way Saudi Arabia wants Ron Killings. They want CM Punk there. They want John Cena there in the main event. They want Seth Rollins cash again. Like, they want all this to happen. So, they probably don't even know Seth Rollins has damn Money in the Bank. They probably don't even know what the hell Money in the Bank is. So it's like they might be asking for Eddie Guerrero again. Again, by the way. Yes, again. This fucking, oh my God, I hate whatever, not even gonna get into that whole entire tangent. But with CM Punk, he's getting bought out. You know, I know he said blood money. He told Miz to go suck a blood covered Saudi dick and all that stuff, which is really nasty. Ew. I know what he meant, but it just, it sounds so worded. It sounds horribly worded. And I know that CM Punk has been very outspoken about not liking Saudi because their lack of human rights and all that stuff, which I definitely do rocks with that, because I cannot stand Saudi for that reason either. But it's like, he's taking the money, y'all. I'm sorry to tell you that. The day he came back to WWE, he was taking that money. He wasn't going to be at Crown Jewel because there just wasn't a big enough match. This one makes so much sense because at least the story is great. CM Punk being tested on his morals, John Cena making him come to Saudi and all that stuff, the place that he does not want to be at. It's a really great story. I hate it so much that he's going to be there because it just hits the nail in the coffin on what I thought of CM Punk, but it makes a lot of sense. So I feel like if you're upset by this, he came back and he told us that it was for the money and that he wasn't here to make friends. He also said in this last promo against Cena that he wasn't coming back for any titles, but then he literally has been trying to get title after title after title. It literally was in the Royal Rumble back-to-back years, in the Elimination Chamber, told Seth Rollins that I have zero to do with you because you don't have a World Heavyweight title. So, yeah, no, the guy's been trying to get titles the entire time. And I think he also said in his first promo back that he was literally trying to get the World Heavyweight Championship as well. And he just said the week before that it's about time that CM Punk starts getting titles as well. So yeah, no, he's a freaking hypocrite. And that's just what it is with CM Punk. I don't think anybody should be surprised by that by any means. But let's go ahead and talk about, I guess, to kind of transition on over from here, not really to AEW, but going on over to someone who's former AEW, NXT, Mariah May, aka Blake Monroe. Let's go ahead and talk about NXT. Mariah May, new gimmick gets revealed. Doing some Sabrina Carpenter. No, she's doing Toni Storm. I know. We're not doing this, y'all. We are not doing this. Y'all want to get so dissective when it comes to WWE and all this stuff. Whenever they steal a gimmick from somewhere else, y'all want to be like, no, well, actually, it's actually no. This is Toni Storm. I don't care what y'all say about it's Sabrina Carpenter. It's bewitching. Literally, the first vignette that we seen was... It was damn near 1-to-1 with Toni Storm's timeless Toni Storm vignette. We're not doing this. I hate when people will they will just grab their swords, grab their shields, put their helmets on, and slap on the I'm a WWE mindless soldier badge and just fight so hard for WWE. WWE is the super big corporation, stealing from smaller corporations every single time, and nobody calls it out. But if I went and I stole from a smaller content creator and did, like a series they were doing, everybody would be on my head. Everybody would. Because it's not right for the bigger corporation to be stealing from the smaller corporation. It's not right. I mean, it's not right for the bigger content creator to be stealing from the smaller content creator. So it should not be right here either. WWE should not have made Mariah May, aka Blake Monroe, into Toni Storm. By the way, those of y'all trying to say that it's Sabrina Carpenter, then why wouldn't she call herself Blake Carpenter? Why is she calling herself Blake Monroe? Like, come on, let's not be stupid here, okay? Let's not be stupid. It looks wrong by WWE to do this, especially when WWE has been trying to actively tear down AEW this entire year. You got all these WWE legends coming out of nowhere just speaking so negatively about WWE. Speaking about AEW, you have multiple different, reports from AEW wrestlers talking about how WWE wrestlers are all in their pockets, especially the black wrestlers. The biggest one being Swerve Strickland. We have all of WWE's counterbooking of AEW. We have all of these, verbal contracts being offered to AEW wrestlers who are still under contract with WWE, who are still under contract with AEW and all that, with the likes of Penta, with the likes of Rey Fenix, with reportedly the likes of Malachi Black, and reportedly the likes of Miro. We have these two last guys phoning in matches, faking injuries, and all this stuff so they can just not get as much time in AEW so they can be healthy and all that stuff when they go back to WWE. We have all of this happening. And then you do this. And then you do this. It doesn't look right. That's my biggest point. Anybody defending it, it doesn't look right. This is not a good move, in my opinion, by WWE. It's just saying, we see AEW with this amazing, awesome gimmick. Let's take it. Let's take it by taking a woman who is basically playing that gimmick in AEW. Which, for the people who said, but you didn't have a problem with Mariah May doing it in AEW, there was a storyline around why she was doing it. She was trying to get one up on Toni Storm so she could eventually usurp Toni Storm and become the new face of women's wrestling in AEW. In WWE, who is she doing that with? There's nobody else there doing that gimmick. Y'all all told me that Tiffany Stratton is not doing a Sabrina Carpenter gimmick, even though I kind of thought she was doing a Sabrina Carpenter gimmick, but I guess she's doing a Barbie gimmick. Whatever, but she's not going to do it with her, and there's no way that you're going to have that even happen because Tiffany Stratton is still super dang over. I don't see Mariah May getting as over as Tiffany Stratton does, in my opinion at least. And weren't WWE fans the same people that are telling me that Alexa Bliss can't go back to the goddess gimmick because Liv Morgan is right there? When her and Liv Morgan don't even have the same gimmick, even if you did do the goddess gimmick, it's not even the same, but because it's two short, blonde, white girls who can speak on the mic very well, doing, a heel thing, now it's too similar. It's too similar. But Toni Storm and Mariah May aren't similar because, well, actually, guys, you see here, Toni Storm is actually doing a 1920s gimmick, and Sabrina Carpenter is doing somewhat of a 1950s, 60s gimmick. Clearly, it is so much different. You see, Toni Storm is not actually Marilyn Monroe, and it's not even Marilyn Monroe inspired. Whereas Mariah May / Blake Monroe is a bit more, Marilyn Monroe inspired, bruh, y'all compare Toni Storm for years to Marilyn Monroe. Sabrina Carpenter is compared to Marilyn Monroe. What are we talking about? Now I got people telling me that Sabrina Carpenter is not influenced by Marilyn Monroe, even though Sabrina Carpenter said that she was influenced by Marilyn Monroe. The whole little towel thing and all that stuff was influenced from Marilyn Monroe. Like, y'all are actively trying to wipe history every single day just to prove y'all points. No, let's just call a spade a freaking spade. Toni Storm was inspired by Marilyn Monroe. Sabrina Carpenter is inspired by Marilyn Monroe. Two different people not actively trying to tear each other down. If Sabrina Carpenter was actively trying to tear AEW down, I would say something. But she's not. WWE is actively trying to tear down AEW. They turned Trick Williams into a wannabe Swerve Strickland by having this man start rapping out of nowhere. Mind you, never heard Trick Williams rapping before until Swerve Strickland got super damn big. Then Trick Williams started rapping. You put him around AJ Francis, the same guy that Swerve Strickland was around. It made no sense for Trick Williams to be around AJ Francis at all in the slightest. It makes zero freaking sense. But y'all want to try to say it makes sense, so I guess it makes sense. No, they've been doing it every single dang time. It doesn't look right. If AEW had a bloodline, if they took Toa Liona, the one Samoan dude I think that they have, and then put him with three other Samoan dudes and one white dude, all of y'all would be throwing a fit. When Tekla was doing the whole little backwards thing and then the whole little twisty thing, I ain't even gonna try to do it. I would break my back. But when she was doing that, what did all y'all say? Oh, well, is she paying homage to Bray Wyatt? Because Bray Wyatt was the one doing that. When AEW had Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland, no, not Swerve Strickland. When they had Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega working together, all y'all said, well, you see, WWE just had Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns working together, two very big rivals. Did AEW pay homage to that? Bruh. What are we talking about here? Like, and mind you, Will and Kenny was very similar to Cody and Roman. I'm not even going to say that it wasn't, because I'm pretty sure I said that it was. But y'all all had a problem with that, though. But don't have a problem with this. Mind you, I don't even have a problem with smaller creators doing that to bigger creators. That's I think if a smaller company is taking from a bigger company, that's fine because they're trying to get up. If a bigger company is doing it to a smaller company, it's not right because they're just taking from the smaller company, trying to keep them from ever getting big. I've had multiple smaller creators do stuff that I did on social media, whether it be on my skits account with the Stupid Steak, with the Stupid Creator, with any of my other skits, on my main accounts, doing any of my pros and cons. I don't even want to say this. I don't even like saying that I started these things, because I didn't start these fucking things, but I've seen creators do doing similar things that I would do weeks after they did them. It didn't look, I didn't care about it. I did not care about it at all. People tried going in the comment section. I said, hey, guys, don't do this and all that. I think it's really stupid that you're doing this. I do not mind if somebody else is doing it, especially if it's going to help them become a bigger creator. I don't care about it. The bigger creators aren't supposed to care because it's whatever. We already got ours. Let somebody else get theirs. WWE has had 50 years of having theirs. Let other companies be successful. It's feeling very Pokemon-esque with Power Worlds. And mind you, now there's a whole new game coming out, Animo. You know damn well Pokemon Company is not going after Microsoft, but to go after the smaller company copying. They'll go after the smaller company copying, but not the bigger company. WWE doing the exact same thing. If AEW had 50 years of success and they did this whole Tony Storm thing now, WWE is not copying it. They're not, because it's not, it's not a smaller company. It's a rival company. You're 1-1A with each other. They're not going to do it because the smaller company that they've been trying to keep from ever being that 1-1A, now they want to do it. Now they want to do it, and it doesn't look right. It looks nasty. That's my biggest thing about this. I don't care that Mariah May is necessarily doing it because I think she's going to play the role very well. I just don't like it from a bigger creator, smaller creator standpoint. I think it looks weird in my opinion. And I don't even like the fact that her name is Blake either, because apparently it comes from her niece. You're doing a very sexual gimmick and your name comes from your child and niece? Really? That's disturbing. That's weird. Mind you, the name also comes from a porn star. The name comes from a porn star, which I was informed of, by the way. I don't even know who the hell Blake Monroe actually is, but it comes from a porn star, and I was told in my live that she does very family stuff. So that's the character you picked? Really? But then you're trying to say, well, no, I actually named it for my niece. No, now it looks even weirder. Now it looks even weirder because WWE, you fired Mandy Rose for doing the exact same kind of thing that the other Blake Monroe was doing. But now you're letting Mariah May have that name that comes from really this. No. You're only allowing it because she's going to be doing Tony Storm's gimmick so that you can actually take over Tony Storm's gimmick, because Tony Storm's gimmick is going to now be on the declines. Like, she's coming off of her high. She's going to lose her title at All In. Probably going to have a big evolution with her character, most likely. So now that she's going to be losing the gimmick, now you can come take the gimmick. It doesn't look right in my opinion. That's just me personally, okay? That's just how I feel on that. I personally don't like when bigger companies take from smaller companies and all that stuff. I think it just doesn't sit right with me in my opinion. And I don't even necessarily like when a smaller company just copy paste a bigger company. Like, I don't like if AEW had a bloodline right now, I'd be like, yo, this looks corny as hell. Like, and I would call it out the same way. I'd be like, bro, you don't have to get over it like this. There's other ways to get over it. And anybody saying that like the Death Riders are a copy of the bloodline, the Death Riders are a copy of any damn faction trying to take over a company. So are the Bloodline. So are Aces and Eights. So are the Bullet Club. So are Main Event Mafia. So is Evolution. So is the Authority, not the Shield. The Authority, etc., etc., etc. That is every faction's goal, is to take over the company. Death Riders did not copy the Bloodline by any means. They were a bunch of people that were working as Blackpool Combat Club, a bunch of violent individuals coming together to enact their violence on other people. Like, it had nothing to do with taking over the company. They just wanted to go around and beat people's asses. That's all it really was. So, yeah, no, that doesn't really make any sense in my opinion. Now, if you get inspired by something, okay, cool. Also, weren't y'all the same people that were like WWE fans? Weren't y'all the same ones calling Toa Liona? I'm gonna throw pictures of these guys up on the screen, by the way. Y'all were calling Toa Liona a knockoff Roman Reigns because he was wearing jeans and he has tribal tattoos. You said the Samoan man with tribal tattoos was trying to be a Temu Roman Reigns because he was wearing jeans in a street fight. Most wrestlers, when they get into these street fights or unsanctioned matches, don't usually wear their attires. They wear whatever. Like, look at Sami Zayn when he had his match against Kevin Owens. He was wearing whatever. This is what happens. This is what happens. Also, he's a Samoan man with tribal tattoos. Do you know any Samoans without tribal tattoos? I don't think I know one of them. The only one I can think of is probably Nia Jax, and she might have tattoos somewhere. We don't even know. So it's like, No, yeah, like that was actually just blatantly racist. I'm not even gonna lie to you. So it's like I don't. Oh man, no. It looks nasty. Okay, y'all can try to cut it any way you want to cut it. You can twist around the corners and all that stuff. It looks bad. It does not look good on WWE's part to be stealing a gimmick from another company that got over, especially stealing from Tony Storm too, by the way. Like, it looks even worse in my opinion. Now, before we transition on over to AEW, let's just stay on this right here real quickly because we got a mid-weekly report. We have a few things here. I want to talk about Tegan Nox and Shotzi Blackheart talking AEW. Both of them have said that they would really, really love to go to AEW. Tegan Nox has been online more or less begging for some kind of chance to get, whether it be back in WWE, whether it be in an AEW or a Ring of Honor or a TNA or an NXT or just wherever. I think Tegan Nox definitely should at least get one chance from one of these companies to show that she can, be really dang good. I would love to see her in ROH. I would love to see her in TNA. I think this is where she probably should start first and then try to work her way up to eventually getting to one of these two main rosters. This is why I always say, like, alternatives are really great because, she wasn't going to work in WWE for whatever reason. I would love to see AEW just take the chance on her. I would love to see it with ROH especially. It does suck too because I think she's really, really damn good. It's just she had a lot of injuries and she never really, like, in the ring, really good. The mic and character work has always been kind of, there. Charisma, yeah. I'm not trying to be mean, but it's just not the most charismatic. She's very charismatic on her entrances, but like the ring and the mic is where things start to, kind of phase out a little bit. So I was about to say fuddle out, but I don't even know what the hell fuddle means. Just making a new word, whatever. It starts to fuddle out. Whatever it means is whatever it means. But it's like, I think she should get some kind of opportunity because I think she is really good. And as far as Shotzi said that she would love to go to AEW because that's where all the hot women make out. Okay, she said a lot more than that, but that was funny that everybody's clipping and is saying, "Oh, look at that, AEW is there's a freaky place." It's like, well, WWE did it for years, so yeah. But no, she said that she would love to go to AEW because she's heard the way that Tony Khan treats his wrestlers and that she really loves the way that she treats his wrestlers. She also has a lot of friends over there as well. The same sentiments I have about Cora Jade is the same sentiments I have about Shotzi Blackheart, is that I think prove yourself in the indies, prove that you want to be in AEW and that you're not just trying to go back to WWE. And I think then that would be a great way for her to get in AEW. And for the people that like said, like, why are you trying to speak as if like, you work at AEW and all that stuff? It's not that by any means. It's literally the wrestlers themselves basically like more or less saying this. Like Will Ospreay came out and publicly said, we don't want any of you WWE guys for the most part. He basically said, like, we want people that really want to be here, not just people that want to go back to WWE. So it's like, I think if you're going to go to AEW, you need to show that you're going to go there because you want to be there, because you want to help the company get bigger, and not because you want to just possibly go back to WWE, because then you have a whole bunch of locker room issues, and that's going to hurt you going back to WWE, because then it's going to get out that you just want to go back to WWE, so you're going to lose a lot of money and stuff like that, because if you look like you want to stay in AEW, WWE is going to give you a whole lot more money. But if you look like you want to just go back to WWE, they're going to lowball the hell out of you or just never even sign you back. But Shotzi has been doing a lot of great work, though. She's talked about how she made more money in the indies than she has in WWE her entire year or like her entire year or her entire career or something like that, which is interesting because how much are you making from these indie promotions? I know you're doing like a death match, but still, how much are you making from an indie promotion that you made more in an indie promotion in 2 days than you did in WWE? What the heck? What was your contract in WWE? Just I'm talking about lowballing. My goodness. Like, what? That was insane to hear. So, I don't know if she was capping or what. Maybe was, because I would assume at the lowest you're getting paid like $100,000 a year. There ain't no way some indie promotion is paying you $100,000. There ain't no way. Even if she is ex-WWE, there is no way. But Shotzi is someone I think could add a lot to AEW. She, I think I might have said it in the last episode or something like that. I might have said it on live. That I think Mercedes was really trying to put over Shotzi and just WWE did not want to use her. So I would love to see Shotzi. Honestly, thinking about Mercedes with maybe the Renegade Twins in the future and then Shotzi Blackheart a part of it as well, an all-women's faction. I would love for this to happen, man. And don't do it like WWE where Damage Control lost every damn freaking feud. Have them actually win their feuds. That would be really, really great. And speaking of somebody else, Blair Davenport, I was going to say speaking of somebody else is like emo-esque. Blair Davenport was confirmed to be a part of the Secret Harvest, or to be, goodness gracious, I have been so tongue twisted. I like cut it out multiple times. Blair Davenport was confirmed to supposed to have been in the Secret Harvest. God, I don't know why that was so hard to say. But Chelsea Green went on the podcast, the Lightweight podcast, I think that was called. And she basically more or less just confirmed that Blair Davenport was supposed to be a part of the group, but things kind of, did not happen, obviously, because she got released and all that stuff, which I'm surprised she's even able to talk about it out loud. But yeah, she said that she was supposed to be a part of it, and that just did not happen, which basically confirms to me that WWE sees everything in Alba Fire other than we want to push you. Because you fired Isla Dawn, and then you fired Blair Davenport instead of putting Blair in the Secret Harvest, because you wanted to put Alba in the Secret Harvest so that you did not have to put her back in NXT, which you probably could have just done, or put her in the mid-card spot, I guess, but whatever. But you put her in the Secret Harvest instead. It just lets me know that you're just trying to hold out your time until you either A, want to release Alba when her contract is, less money. Maybe like WWE contracts work, like you get a lot to start and then little by little you go down and down. Or maybe there's like a point in time where like you can release them and not have to pay so much. Who the heck knows? But it does basically confirm that. Also, I really would have loved to see Blair in the Secret Harvest, because I feel like she would fit the group a lot more than Alba does. Not only is Alba shorter than Blair by a good amount, I just feel like Alba doesn't look good in this group. She doesn't really fit the group, and it's not even like the aesthetic of being emo. It's just, she just doesn't fit the group at all. She looks too much like a solo star, whereas Blair looks like someone that would be in a team. Oh, wait, it's because she was with the damn unholy union, but we let them go. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, that's just, I cannot believe they did that. Dumbest decision in the world, in my opinion. But speaking of dumb decisions, though, MVP also talks about Brock Lesnar beating Kofi Kingston in 10 seconds and said that was a super dumb decision. And yeah, we all agree with this. I don't know why we're still talking about this to this day. I think it's the dumbest shit in the world. I know MVP was kind of talking about it because like a lot of things that he was saying about WWE and its use of black men and all that stuff. So 1000% agree with him there on that. But the Kofi Kingston thing, I think it's just at this point, you're just beating a dead horse. Yes, we all know that Kofi Kingston should not have gotten destroyed by Brock Lesnar. Should he have lost? Sure, fine, whatever, I don't care. But getting destroyed in like 10 seconds after beating the likes of Randy Orton, Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan, and somebody else along the way of being a champion for like 6 months, we allow him to get beat in 10 seconds? That was just stupid in my opinion. So yeah, no, did not like that at all. 100% agree with MVP on that part. But let's go ahead and transition on over into AEW. Starting off with the AEW Summer Blockbuster reactions. One, the women continue to put on the best matches. The tag team match between, I'm going to call them Mega Bad, Megan Bayne, Penelope Ford versus Ty J, Ty Mello, and Anna Jay. Absolutely awesome match from start to finish. I really, really love these women's chemistry. Ty Mello came back and was not missing a beat at all. To be fair, she's also been wrestling, so I don't even know why I said that. But yeah, no, they looked absolutely phenomenal. I can't wait for the women's... No, I can wait for the women's tag belts, but I also can't wait for them either. It sucks that they might get screwed over, but you have a lot of tag teams there. You have possibly Toni Storm and Mina Shirakawa. You possibly have Thunderstorm with Toni Storm and Thunder Rosa, or Thunder Tits, one of the two. You also have Ty J. You have Sky Blue and Julia Hart. Would it be like Blue Heart? Oh, that's fire. Oh, that's cold. You have Blue Heart there. You have Mega Bad there. You potentially have one day Mercedes Moné and Harley Cameron if you really want to do that. You have potentially the Renegade Twins if you do add them to Mercedes Moné's faction. I mean, if you do add them to Mercedes Moné and make a faction with her. So you have a lot of things there. I really hope that they don't use them improperly. Like, if Mercedes Moné does get the Renegade Twins, I say don't just automatically throw the belts onto them, okay? Allow, like, Mega Bad to get them or Ty Mello to get them, one of the two, probably Mega Bad, and then eventually have them get it thrown by a face team and then have them get it thrown by the Renegade Twins. Unless you want to have like the Renegades, I mean, if you want to have like the face faction win first, not the face faction, the face heel team, the face team. Goodness gracious, I cannot speak today. Oh my God! But if you want to have the face team win it first, and then have the Renegade Twins get it, and then eventually have them lose their belts, you could do that as well. There could also be a world where like you could have the Renegade Twins if they are going to be, you know, under Mercedes Moné. If you have Ty J get it. You have the Renegade Twins get it. You have Mercedes lose her belt eventually to Athena. And then you have the Renegade Twins kind of separate themselves from Mercedes Moné because they feel like she's, you know, not the greatness that she once was as the AEW Women's Champion. You could definitely do that, and that could be like a really good way to transition Mercedes to losing the rest of her belts, the EWA belt she has, the Rev Pro Undisputed Championship belts that she has as well. You definitely could do that. Also with Alex Windsor there, you could also have Alex Windsor just eventually win the Rev Pro Undisputed Championships from Mercedes Moné as well, if you really want to do that. So yeah, I'm really excited for the women's tag belts. I just hope that it means more women's matches on the show. That's my only thing. We get 1 to 2 of them a week. We got 3 this week, y'all. We got 3. The women's champion wasn't in the main event, though. It was the fucking Don Callis family again in the main event. These guys are becoming the Bloodline 2.0, where they are every single main event. Every one of them. They get like 3 times a show. Dude, I fucking hate this faction so much. Don Callis is the most boring manager there is. This faction sucks. Just move Trent Beretta from it. Take away Proto Sheeta as well. Like, bruh, the rest of the faction is ass. They're ass. Oh my God, I hate this fucking faction so much. And I can't stand Don Callis. He's so boring. I'm sorry. He has not been good since Kenny Omega, in my opinion. I hate it so much. I really hope that if the women's tag belts get introduced, that it does mean the women get more matches. And maybe the women will start getting more matches though soon, because it looks like Mercedes Moné is likely going to be losing that TBS title very soon, because she has a match against Xerxes at AEW Grand Slam Mexico for the CMLL Women's World Championship. I think she's going to lose that match because of either Mina Shirakawa or Toni Storm, possibly because of Mina Shirakawa, because I think it's going to lead to Mercedes versus Mina, possibly at the July 2nd show, which is the episode 300 of Dynamite. And then we'll have Mina lose it there. I mean, no, we'll have Mina win it there because Toni gets involved. I think I see that playing out, and then it gets into Toni versus Mercedes at All In. I really hope they get the main event, but they probably won't be able to main event though, because it's either going to be Hangman Moxley or it's going to be Kenny Omega, Kazuchika Okada, because goodness gracious, man, this Omega-Okada feud just went from 0 to 100 real quick. I mean, I guess you want to call last week 0, you can call Fyter Fest 0, but it went from that to Kazuchika Okada low-key just like killing Kenny Omega. Oh my God. My goodness, that blood pack was crazy, but yeah, no, I think this match is probably going to have the best chance to main event, especially with how good the feud has been. And then you have the men's side of things with Hangman and Moxley looking really, really damn good as well, especially with everything that happened this week, with Hangman getting jumped by the Death Riders, and then him eventually, clearing things up with the Young Bucks, and well, not the Young Bucks, but like putting them in their place and saying that like he hasn't talked to them for weeks. He wasn't the one that planned the whole dynasty thing, and that he will burn them down in a house if he does burn another house. And he also told the Young Bucks stay away from him, stay away from Will, and stay away from Swerve as well. Swerve heard it, so that storyline is gonna get even better. I see over the next couple of weeks. I think Kenny Omega also should be out too for at least like 2-3 weeks, especially after everything that just happened with that whole attack. He should not be back until like the July 2nd show, if that. I don't think he should be in Mexico either. I'm sorry to the Mexican crowd, but no, he just literally almost died on TV. He should not be back a week later. So it's like with everything heating up with these two storylines, Mercedes and Toni is heating up as well, but I just don't think it's at the level of these other two storylines, and that's what's going to suck. Is like, it's the same thing for Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, and Io Sky, is that like their storyline just did not heat up enough, like to the point where it was on the level of Cody versus Cena, or even on the level of Seth, Roman, and CM Punk. I would love for the match to main event though, because like I said, with this All In, you don't need a happy ending. We had 2 happy endings with the past 2 All-Ins. With Adam Cole and MJF in 23. Then 24, you had Swerve Strickland and Bryan Danielson. I don't think we need another happy ending. I would rather it be a sad ending. Have the crowd going home mad because Mercedes Moné beat Toni Storm. You're probably not going to have Kazuchika Okada defeating Kenny Omega. I think now he's going to be on a super babyface climb to get the unified belt, which I really hate the name of that belt. But sadly, Intercontinental belt is trademarked by WWE. You can do like the Intercontinental Championship, like the AEW Intercontinental Championship, but the only problem is WWE could definitely sue, and we know WWE would 1,000% sue AEW, and you'd have a really hard time trying to fight against it, so it's like, I guess they just had to go to unified belt. I hate it because it feels like it's like 2 top world titles being unified, so it doesn't make any sense. I hope at some point they just change the name to maybe like the Transcontinental belt. I think that would be really cool. Or like maybe even like the global belt, but global and world are basically the same fucking thing. So it's like, do you really want to do that one as well? I don't think so, unless you call it the World Championship, the World Heavyweight Championship. I don't even like the World Heavyweight Championship name. Because like it's not always on heavyweights. So it's like, no. So yeah, no, as much as I think that's Mercedes and Tony, I would love to see the main event because I think it would be really great to go away from the face ending all the time. It's probably going to be these other 2, but they did have a really good segment. Mercedes Moné is, I'm telling y'all, man, the character work by Mercedes Moné be going so underappreciated. She's really damn good. Tony in that whole moment as well, like it was looking absolutely amazing. Mercedes just playing into Tony's, playing into Tony's emotion and stuff like that. We know that Tony is very much so someone that loves the women and all that stuff, and Mercedes playing into it, like getting a big old whiff out of her. I thought they kissed for a second, but getting like a big old whiff out of her and all that, and then just immediately attacking, like, or whispering something in her ear and then attacking her afterwards. Then here comes Mina. She attacks Mina as well. I really loved all of it, to be honest. I thought it was absolutely amazing. Amazing work there with that whole entire segment. I think this thing could heat up even a lot more, especially if Tony does cost Mercedes the TBS belt. I could see this getting very violent. I could see this getting very chaotic, and I would love to see that so much just between these 2 women, like how they did with Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker. I think it'd be, and with Mariah May and Toni Storm as well, I would really, really love to see this feud just get ramped up to 10 and just try to get people as invested as you possibly can so that they can be the main events. But Summer Blockbuster overall was pretty damn good. The Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega. Look, there I go again with fucking Kenny Omega, man. Oh my goodness, this beautiful man. But with Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland, interesting match. It was pretty good. I would not recommend like going to watch it back because it was just whatever to start off with. The ending was like the second half of it really good. Ending with the whole with the Death Riders and with the Young Bucks and all that stuff, and the Young Bucks accidentally super kicking Will Ospreay instead of Swerve Strickland because Will took the bullet for Swerve. That was a really cool segment. Tony Khan, you love bald men and you love hour-long opening segments, man, or opening matches. Like, my goodness, that match should have been like 20 minutes because then it could have been a lot better. They wouldn't have had to have been so, slow pace at first because you're not trying to gas yourself by the end. Like, oh my gosh, man. I think it just being like a 30-minute match, not the best. I like the ending though, the draw. I thought that was fine. Just pace it a little better next time. I think 20-minute match, a lot better. That way you don't have to worry about, them getting too exhausted and all that. Oh yeah, no more Don Callis family matches and no more stupid FTR segments. I'm tired of seeing both of them. I like Stokely talking. I just don't really care for the other thing and all that, like the FTR and all that. Also, just a little preview to Grand Slam Mexico. Mystico should beat MJF. MJF doing this whole American propaganda BS. Once again, by the way, I fucking hate when he does it. It makes very little sense. I know he's from America and all that, but it's so fucking corny. When it was with when it was with Will Ospreay, fine, whatever. I thought that played into it more, but like this whole stupid thing with Mystico and all that, I just think that it's not the best timing for it. And we're not in the 90s or the 80s or the 70s, all right? We don't need to use this type of thing every single time to make somebody a super duper mega heel. I think Mystico should win via DQ. Because like you're not gonna have a pin MJF. I think that's whatever. You're not gonna do that because he just literally joined the Hurt Syndicate. It would not look right unless you do it in like the Jay Seth way, where it's like, you know, you have a whole bunch of interference and all that stuff, and then Mystico's able to get the pin on MJF. Actually, wait, no, you could do that because Seth Rollins took a pin. Yeah, no. You can have MJF take a pin here. I think with the current climate of the world right now, which fuck Ice, by the way, Mystico should 1,000% be getting this win over MJF, especially in his home. 1,000%. I think all the CMLL wrestlers should be getting their wins. So I think Xerxes should win. I think the team that has Brody King on it, with, I think it's Bandito, if I'm not mistaken, or it could be Atlantis Jr., one of the two. I honestly am not mixing them up. I just cannot remember who the hell's in that match. I think it actually might be both of them. That team should win as well. They also better not be the damn main event either. But I think just with the current climate right now, especially in America, I know it's not in Mexico, but you got a lot of people just being wrongfully sent back to Mexico. Well, not even sent back. They're being fucking kidnapped and all that shit. Just being kidnapped and just like sent back to Mexico and all that. I think it's not a good time. And Tony Khan, I look at, man, I know you're going to get these guys creative control and all that stuff. This is the time where you got to step in, though, and just say, hey, yo, MJF, you're not getting the win. I don't care what you think. You're not getting the win. It's not the right time right now. I hope enough AEW wrestlers do also speak up as well and just be like, no, bad look, bad look, especially with everything happening in LA and all that stuff. It's just, no, I'm sorry. And once again, fuck Ice. And I'm going to just say this for real quick for 2 seconds. If you're somebody against illegal people being in America, 1, the country was founded by illegals. 2, it's super fucking hard to even get a kind of visa, especially when you come from a foreign country and you don't happen to have any kind of, you have little to no education, or even if you have some education, it's still very hard to learn a new language. And the test, I've looked over it. These are very easy questions for a person. Then again, some of y'all might not even be able to answer them because y'all speak English and still can't read. But for a person that speaks English, you're probably gonna be able to get these. For someone that just does not know much English, you're not gonna be able to get a lot of this stuff very easily. And mine just still takes 6 months to 1 year to even become a damn citizen. And that's lowballing it. For a lot of people, it takes 1 to 10 years to actually become a citizen. Multiple people have talked about this all over social media about how hard it actually is. So if you're one of the people that's saying that oh, well, just become a citizen the legal way. Just become a citizen the legal way. It's not easy at all. Also, I think if you're a wrestling fan and you love luchadors and stuff like that, even if they're from America, if you love luchadors like Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero, especially Eddie too, Eddie would not be rocking with any of this. But if you love Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero and Dominic Mysterio and El Hijo de Vikingo and all that, or Vikingo, and just a lot of other any other kind of luchadors and all that stuff, you definitely should not be right with what with what America's doing, because that means your favorite wrestlers wouldn't be here. And also, it's not even just Mexicans either. It's happening to literally everybody that has visa issues, and it's not easy for anybody. I just seen a kid trying to learn how to speak English. So yeah, it's not the easiest. Now that's a kid. Imagine a grown adult with very little, with probably removed from the education world for a while, trying to learn how to speak English. It's not the easiest thing. Go try to learn Spanish, Chinese, Japanese, any kind of language. It's not the easiest to learn. You're definitely not going to learn it in 6 months. So yeah, no. Very fucked up with what's happening in LA right now. And I hope that everybody is staying as safe as they possibly can. And again, if you're a piece of shit who's on the other side of the fence and saying that, oh, well, I just don't yada yada, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. The country was founded by Christopher Columbus, who literally just came in and fucking killed thousands of Native Americans to steal fucking land. Shut up, loser. But to transition on from there to Athena, Athena's contract is ending in 2 months, and Tony Khan has done everything he can in his power to make sure Athena wants to leave. He does not market her well at all in ROH. He barely even has her on TV anymore. Had her on TV for so many weeks. You don't even have her come back to AEW at all. You just used her for a fucking Athena versus Mercedes Moné match, which, mind you, is probably still one of the best matches of the year. But You don't do a dang thing with the woman that actually wants to be in AEW. Mercedes Moné said she wants Athena to be in AEW. She wants my bad. Mark Briscoe wants her to be in AEW. He believes that she should be in AEW. Like, what are you doing with Athena? What are you doing with Athena? Why are you not marketing this woman? She should be the face of ROH, but you treat it as if everybody else, you treat it like as if fucking Bandito's the face of ROH or Nick Wayne is the face of ROH. Like, no, these two are not better than, they can't lace her fucking boots. Athena would wrestle circles around both of these wrestlers. They have not had a match as good as Athena's worst match. Like, no, Athena should literally be in AEW right now, or be on AEW more often. She should be on Ring of Honor every single dang week. She should be getting 20-minute segments, 30-minute matches every single dang week. The show should literally be called Athena ROH, Athena OH, whatever you want to call it. Ring of Athena, ROA, because she has literally been backpacking ROH. Like, Tony Khan already killed ROH. It's been an absolute shit show with what he's done with it. And now you're just killing it even more by just not having Athena on there because you want to turn ROH into a developmental brand and you don't want to have Athena there. And you don't really want to show up Athena because she's not developmental. She's already the star. She's the best. She is the best champion right now in wrestling. She is easily one of the top 3 women's wrestlers on the planet right now. There's not many that can even come close to her, even though she is, getting just a tad bit older now at 36. Mind you, she's only 36, turned 37 this year. So it's like, I don't know what you're doing with her. WWE literally wants this woman. They have made it publicly known that they are going to go after Athena to get her. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, Athena, I don't know if she's going to want to go back to WWE. She was one of the people that was very, happy about Triple H taking over. I don't know if she would want to go back to WWE because she says she wanted to be in AEW because she really loves wrestling and all that stuff, and she wants to be a wrestler, not so much of an entertainer. But that was like 3-4 years ago. Now it's like, it's a whole different thing now with AEW. I mean, Tony Khan did give you basically like a 1,000-day reign as champion. I'm pretty sure she will be able to get that. But if her contract ends, that's going to be a whole different thing. I don't know if she'll be able to get it because, what is it, June right now? So July, August, she would need, did I say until September? I think she would need it till September to be a 1,000-day champion. So, yeah, I don't really know how the hell this is going to work. I don't know if you're going to have her uncontracted to be a 1,000-day champion. I don't know what the hell you're going to do. There better be contract negotiations happening right now, though, because, look it, man, I love me some Willow Nightingale. If you're asking me between Willow Nightingale, Mariah May, and Athena, I'm signing Athena. I'm giving her the bag, and you other two, y'all can walk. If I can't give you any more money because I didn't give the whole entire bank that I had to Athena, man, well, y'all can go ahead and go. Like, I would literally be hitting up Athena and saying, here, please come into the office, Athena. Please come into the office. Comes into the office. I'm like, okay, Athena, here's this thing called a checkbook, right? I want you to go ahead and just write whatever number comes to your mind, okay? Here is also my bank account. Once again, whatever number comes to your mind. Here is my father's bank account. Whatever number comes to your mind, go ahead and write it down. Go ahead and write it down, and that will be transferred on over to you. If we can't send it directly to your account, we have it in cash right here. Go ahead and carry the bags out. It's 2 big old gigantic bags. We can even hire Powerhouse Hobbs and somebody else to really just carry the money out for you back to your new house that we actually just bought you because she's that damn fucking good. If you put the AEW Women's World title on her right now, she's going to be elite with it. She's going to be the most talked about women's wrestler on the planet because she's that damn good. Give me Athena over Mercedes Moné and Toni Storm right now. I love Toni Storm. Y'all know how I feel about Mercedes Moné. That is literally one of my favorite wrestlers of all time right there. Put that belt in Athena. I think she's more talented. I think she's more talented than both of them. I'm just keeping it a stack with you because I think she got the character work and the mic work of Toni Storm, plus much better ring work than Toni Storm. I think she has the ring work of Mercedes Moné, plus much better mic and character work than Mercedes Moné. You do not fumble the bag with this woman. You do not fumble the bag with this woman. Because if I got to see WWE sign Athena and put Ember Moon back in NXT, I'm going to lose my shit. I'm going to, because they're going to do that. They're not going to put on the damn main roster for some odd reason. So they're going to do that. I'm going to lose my shit. Tony Khan, please do not be an idiot. You signed back Willow Nightingale right as soon as it got reported that her contract was going to be ending soon. Please, for the love of all that is good, sign back Athena. Please, for the love of all that is good. Oh my gosh, man. I really hope it does not happen. I really hope it does not happen, because then the whole not respecting women thing really comes into play here. But let's go ahead and get into the indie spotlight of the week. And this week we're going to be talking about Calvin Tankman versus Kevin Blackwood, West Coast Pro Wrestling, West Coast Championship. This match was just absolutely phenomenal. I found out from one of my mutuals that Calvin Tankman was actually a former DPW champion, and that he is a pretty not super big name on the indies, but like one of the bigger names on the indies. So I will be a bit more fair in my criticisms of Calvin, and not so, steering away from the criticisms, only because I feel like he's probably somebody that's used to some of the criticisms by now, and I think that it's probably not going to affect him as much as it would affect somebody who's not as experienced. So yeah, with Calvin, I loved everything that I was seeing for the most part. I think he was selling really dang good when it came to the strikes from Kevin Blackwood. I think all of the hits that Kevin was giving him, he sold really well. The knee to the back was absolutely amazing. When Kevin did the stomp off of the top turnbuckle onto Calvin, who was lying on the ring side of the mat, and then just falling on over and being like basically dead weight for Kevin to try to pick up. That was all absolutely amazing. It looked like as if, every single thing just really hurt him, or he was really hurting his opponent. I thought there was 2 times where Kevin was gonna die, and I was like, okay, this is the second death I've seen this week in wrestling. Neither one of them did I expect to see. Well, I guess with Calvin and a really small dude, I kind of did expect that death to possibly happen. But selling, absolutely phenomenal. One thing I will say is that, and my mutual did point this out as well, is that probably doesn't need to be a face though. I think not everybody could play a natural face, and to me, it wasn't really giving face a lot. There was a lot of times where in my eyes, it looked like he was uncomfortable playing the face, and that he would be much better as a heel. I think it's very Randy Early-esque. I think it's very Bailey Current-esque, where it's like, some people are just natural-born heels. Some people are natural-born faces. Some people can play in the middle. Some people can play both of them. And I think for him, he might be much more natural to heel. Big, intimidating guy, really tall, really big, can move around the ring pretty damn well, gives off Ivar-esque, I think, without some of the athleticism. At least I didn't see the athleticism in this match, so don't come for me and all that stuff. I ain't watched 30, 40 matches of the man. I only watched the one. But I think very Ivar-esque. Like I could see Ivar being a much better heel than he is a face. And I think the same thing would probably hold true for Calvin as well. Even on his entrance, he didn't really feel face-esque. Like, even with like bigger guys that usually come out, you can feel that like they're a face, like Braun Strowman, like Ivar. You can at least feel that they are a face. Brody King is a great example as well. For Calvin, it just felt more so like he was like on his Roman Reigns vibes, or actually on his Roman Reigns vibes, where it's like you're still trying to give off the aura that your heel gave off, because you probably got great reactions to it, but it's not translating to you being a face, at least in my opinion. And then as far as Kevin, I thought Kevin did really well. I thought he looked amazing. He looked very smooth. I thought his transition looked really well. Both of their transitions looked really well. The sequence of events they were doing, absolutely awesome. For Calvin, just real quickly to go back to when he did like the spinning back fist, and then he went into a power bomb, and then he went to like some like an elbow drive into like the back of his head. It might have been like a forearm. Actually, it might have been like a hidden blade into like the back of his head. That looked like an amazing sequence. I thought for Kevin, his best sequence was probably when he was getting I can't remember like the full sequence, but he got Calvin out to the outside of the ring, and then he was able to go for the stomp and all that stuff. That was an amazing sequence as well. I think for Kevin, the one thing I would say is, I don't know if he's a natural heel or not. Like, I think I just saw a match between 2 guys who should have just swapped roles, because Kevin looked like a natural face. The way that he was coming out, the way that he was showing the belts off, like that looked like a natural face. The way that he wasn't really going at the crowd, it looked like as if he wasn't comfortable playing the face. But I think both of these guys did look really good. Like the way if you go watch the match I talked about last time with Hannah Taylor and Posh Princess Kiara, I think what Hannah Taylor was doing is what Calvin should have been doing, and I think what Kiara was doing, which is what Kevin should have been doing, which was playing into the crowd more. Like when he had Calvin on the outside, he should have went out of the ring, came and like, try to get him back up, go back in the ring, start mocking the crowd and all that stuff, start kicking him when he's down and all that, and just talking a lot of shit to the crowd, doing that when he's coming in as well. A lot of that wasn't happening from him, and it's like I wish a bit more was happening from him with that. Other than that, though, I think both of these guys looked just absolutely phenomenal. I can't wait to see where both of them go in their careers. I think once both of them do figure out, what their role is going to be, they're going to be even better. I see both of these guys getting to, a major professional wrestling promotion sometime within the next year or so. I think Calvin is a guy that I would love to see him in ROH. I would love to see him in TNA. I would love to see him possibly even in NXT. Kevin, I think I would love to see him in either one of these companies as well. I think these guys have so much room to grow, but they also have so much potential to be stars within a company that I think it's only a matter of time before they are signed. And West Coast Pro Wrestling is one of the bigger indie promotions in California, so I'm pretty sure a lot of eyes were on them. We've seen the likes of the Grizzled Young Veterans there. We've seen the likes of Starboy Charlie there. We've seen the likes of Zara Zacher, I think her last name is. We've seen her there as well. So we've seen a lot of talent going over there. Zara Zacher is a WWE ID, I think also in WWE Evolve as well. So we've seen a lot of talent going to this company. I just hope that, when they do get to like wherever they get to, I hope that, the companies use them right, and they kind of get a hold of them, be like, okay, look, we need to do this instead of this. We need to have it be a heel instead of a face, or a face instead of a heel, and really just, be able to use them as properly as they can, because these guys are both phenomenal, man. I really, really liked watching both of these guys wrestle. This match was a really entertaining match. I'll link the match in the description, so for those of y'all that do want to go watch it, I was thoroughly impressed the entire time. Like I said, man, Calvin with them damn hits, oh my God, man, that dude hits like a damn tank. And Kevin's he's just really smooth with it, man. He's really, really smooth with it. I love the stomps. I love the double knees. I love the kicks. He's really, really smooth with it. So yeah, no, I thoroughly enjoyed the match. But that's going to be it for me, though, y'all. I definitely hope y'all did enjoy this episode. As always, if you did, like, subscribe, notification bells, wherever you're listening to this at, whether it be on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts at. Always does help out the channel. Whatever you can possibly do to help out the channel definitely does help. If you're one of the Patreon subs, shout out to every one of y'all. Appreciate y'all so much. I think y'all are really helping. Y'all are really, really helping out the content overall, whether it be the podcast, whether it be the TikTok stuff, whether it be the future YouTube stuff as well that I got going on, whether it be another future thing that I got going on as well. So yeah, one day I'll talk about that, though. One day when the day gets closer and closer and closer, I will be telling y'all about my big new plans that I have going forward. But that's going to be for me, though, y'all. I'm out. Have a great one, everybody. Bye, y'all.